What's going on today, people? This your boy Toon, is YBTV. You already know what it is. Today we're about to talk about old trucks versus new trucks. Man, I've been out here and I've been checking it out, so I definitely got some new input on it, man. I'm definitely looking it over, so we're gonna check it out. But before we do that, you know we gotta pay some bills. Today's sponsor, Lick Up Gun Mounts. Their slogan is, better safe than sorry, but never be sorry for being safe. Let's go. All right.
Blicked up, blicked up, blicked up. Blicked up,
All right, we back. All right. So before, if you guys been tuning into me for a while, I always had the perspective that old trucks are just the bee's knees, you know, like, well, what you could pay in a note for a new truck, you could double back and you could just make the repairs, and you know, like, it pretty much balances out and you'll own it faster. I still somewhat stick by that, but I don't feel like I was totally fair to newer trucks. Now, with newer trucks, you're going to save money on fuel. Let's just dive straight into it. Let's not play around about it. Newer trucks, you're going to save money on fuel. And you're going to get a smoother ride. Oh, my God, the smooth ride. That is amazing. And last, but not even last. No, it didn't last. When you run in that truck, the cab is more insulated. The motor is a lot quieter. And you're going to be able to hear your TV. You'll be able to hear yourself think a lot better, man. That's the one thing that when I was in that newer Cascadia, man, and I was riding in it, and my kids, little traitors, they got out this truck. This is an 07 Freightliner. It's pretty loud, but, you know, we got all the stuff in here. But when we got in that newer truck, they just didn't care about the bells and whistles of the stuff that I put in it. They was just like, it's so quiet. Man, I love the quiet, and the ride was a lot more smooth, which meant that when I'm going down the road, they got a smoother sleep. So they was back there sleep a lot more smoother, you know, like a lot more comfortable, because like you feel the bumps in this. Also, I already said fuel mileage, harassment. Newer trucks will get you looked over. So, for example, if you're in a newer Freightliner, Volvo, Peterbilt, Kenworth, you know, whatever truck you in, if you're something in the newer truck and you riding through a scale, if they're gonna harass somebody, they're gonna harass that older truck. Even if the older truck, it still looks up the par like it's being taken care of, they just know that the parts on it is more likely to have wear and things of that nature versus a newer truck. Like a newer truck most likely got newer parts, you know. So they will pull an older truck into the scale house a lot faster. Also, the warranty. If you got a newer truck and you got a warranty on it, that's definitely the way to go. The warranty is always going to be a good thing. It's just something else that you don't have to worry about as much. Now, the payment on a new truck and what they selling them for now is like absolutely ridiculous. Like, man, them payments, that's the thing that I wouldn't want to get with. But I'm not gonna lie, with the fuel mileage, you know, that brings down the payment a little bit. The repair bill possibly bring down the payment versus, you know, the older trucks. Ooh, I thought that was a gray hair. It's not. The older trucks nickel and dime. I'm telling you, like, the old trucks will nickel and dime. Like, it's the smallest, dumbest things as you go on in these older trucks that starts to break down. Like, one of the things, there's a few things I'm just going to disclose that I need to fix on my truck now that I'm getting around to. It's just one of the things where it's like, who I'm going to get to fix this? My dash. Oh, my dash is terrible. I'm looking down at it now. Oh, it's horrible. It's the plastic is starting to crack up and it's starting to separate. So I want to get this whole dash replaced, and I'm trying to find somebody to do that. So that's one of the things that I want to definitely take a look into and work on. The next thing is the cluster. The cluster. For y'all that don't know what the cluster is, that's your gauges, your RPMs, your speed, your voltage. will say I'm doing 55 or 60. And I'm like, oh, come on now. It started doing the same thing. And now my fuel gauge is acting ridiculously crazy. That it will say I'm at a half a tank and I'll be at like a quarter tank or almost on E. So it's like the gauges, the cluster, I think the whole cluster is going bad. So I'm going to get that replaced too. It's just one of them things where the shops that I be going to, I be talking to the guy, they be like, well, we don't do that. We don't do this. We don't do that. We don't do that. So it's like, who am I going to get to fix it? The small things that I could just get taken care of and fix, like replacing the seats. I replaced both seats already. I replaced the mattress. The mattress was horrible. Oh my God. The springs, it would make you bounce all the way up in the air. It was horrible. So I replaced that with a bed called Drift. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of the mattress that I ended up getting for it. So yeah, it's pretty, yeah. Let me see. This is it. And I got it off of Rainey's. I paid $700 for it. This is the Drift mattress. Let me move it over this way. That's the Drift mattress. As you see, it's $645. That's the mattress that I got in the back. It's okay. You don't fly in the air no more. I definitely tell you that. So that's definitely a thing. So I replaced the mattresses, I replaced the seats, I'm gonna replace the dash and things of that nature. But I'm gonna be honest, I really do like the quieter, newer trucks. They pretty cool, man. They're a lot more quiet, and they got a lot more little features and things like that. And it's not a DOT Mac. DOT, they see you riding past and they're like, oh yeah, we definitely gonna find something on that. So it's definitely one of those things like that. But it is a balance, because a lot of places when it comes to repairs, now on the older truck, I think definitely a lot easier to get repaired. You can go to A and B truck, fix it, repair, or you can go to DEF truck repair and they'll fix your truck. You got an older truck, they pull on in. All right, we got that truck, we got that piece right in the back. But when it comes to these newer trucks, a lot of the times they're gonna be like, oh well, we don't deal with that, that's dealership. We don't deal with that, that's dealership. It's actual truck places that do really good work and they have really good pricing that don't deal with newer trucks. They just like the regen system and all that. They don't deal with it, and that's another thing. That's the only thing that really kind of sways me away from newer trucks is that regen system. That regen system is like one of them things where I don't want to deal with it. I had a few people. I'm back. I'm sorry. I got a phone call. They was giving me a door. But man, the regen system is like one of those things where it's like, oh my God. I had a couple friends and they all had problems with theirs. I had one guy, Sam. He had the truck with the max force engine. Man, I swear to God, that system killed that engine. It just murdered that engine. And he ended up like having to rebuild the whole truck because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Then I had another sister, had the exact same truck. That's why I stay away from max force. Same thing. I had to get it rebuilt. That was number 2. And then the third one was my homeboy. That was he was out here on the road. Cascadia regen system. Oh my God, it was horrendous. Every time he'd get his truck out of the shop, next thing you know, going up the mountain, white puff of smoke. They ended up having to rebuild the whole regen system. Cost them like 8 to 10 grand to redo the whole system just to get it back running and up. And he just kept on. First, it just kept on there, replace a part, and it was like 1, 2, 3,000 here and there. And it just kept on till they replaced the whole thing. And it cost them a lot of money, and it cost them a lot of downtime. Versus like these trucks, like our breakdowns ain't not that long. It did like you could go get your motor swapped out. So like is a place in Pierceton, Indiana called TTP Diesel. You could go over there and they got the Detroit Diesel 60 series just probably sitting on the shelf, and you could sitting on the shelf and you could just yank it, and you know what I'm saying, get it yanked down. They'll pull the engine out your truck, put that one in, tie you back in, get you back down the road. So The pros of a newer truck: fuel economy, less DOT harassment, it looks great, it runs really smooth. The cons is there's a lot of new technology in there. You definitely, when you do start breaking down, it's a lot more expensive. It's a lot, you can't shop it to a lot of different shops that will go on the pro side with, you know, the older trucks. Most places fix them. And, you know, like, in all, my preference, I think I like the newer truck as a preference now, because I've been in an older truck so long that I would like to, you know, ride a newer truck and hang out in that for a while. But overall, I love my old school, man. I'm an old school guy, man. I'm like the Chevy guy, man. You know, like, I'm the Chevy guy in trucking, man. I kind of like it old school, man. And, you know, like, honest to God truth, I think it's like, I feel disloyal by even making this video. So, you know what I'm saying, to my truck, because my truck got me out the hood, man. It got my mom out the hood, my family out the hood. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, it done gave me a whole new lifestyle. So, I try to stay loyal to it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I named it after one of my homeboys who passed away. So, it's definitely got, like, I got a connection to it. So, you know, I'm definitely going to always say, hey, dollar number one. I always will be. But, you know, it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Old truck, new truck, red truck, blue truck. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. 2000. Oops, I'm out of time. My bacon's smelling fine. You already know this your boy Toon, man. Checking in, YBETV. You already know what it is. If you don't want to end up in a box, think outside.